What's going on, everyone? Los Angeles Lakers got the job done and are officially up 3-1 against the Golden State Warriors. Now, look, job is not finished. Lakers still have to win one more game. Golden State has came back down 3-1 before. I don't think that they're going to against this Lakers team, but it would be nice to go into Golden State, win that in 5. If not, no big deal. Go win in LA in Game 6. That's when I predicted that the Lakers would win this series, but they got to stay locked in. Got to stay focused. And also, I wouldn't mind if the Lakers, if things start getting a little carried away, just pull everyone out, wave the white flag, and allow LeBron and AD and maybe Reeves and D'Lo and all of them to kind of get some rest and gear it up for Game 6. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You're trying to close out the series, and that's always the hardest game, right, is the closeout game. But regardless, this was a game that was just exhausting. I was probably as tired as the players were by the time that game was over. It was grueling. It was intense, but they got the job done. They got the win, and that's what matters. Lonnie Walker, this dude, talk about staying ready, being ready, next man up mentality, all of that. That's what Lonnie Walker was. He was a true professional through this entire thing, this entire process, going from starting and playing heavy minutes to like his minutes dwindling down to him just not playing at all and getting DNPs. And there were a lot of issues with Lonnie throughout the season, just shot selection at times, his defense at times. Even Lonnie was willing to admit it, right? He said in his interview, like I knew what the problems were. I was coming in and I was letting my game do the talking. I was the first one in the gym, putting in extra work, trying to get and show that like I can, be better, get ready. And he did. He put the time in. Darvin Ham rewarded him. Credit Darvin Ham for making that adjustment and just going with a guy that hasn't really played much other than like garbage time, right? And Lonnie Walker rewarded Darvin Ham's decision by putting him in and really just changed the tide of the game. Completely took over the game down the stretch. But Lonnie obviously deserves the most credit because he was the one that went and did it, right? He was poised. He was ready. Defensively, he was solid. He was just a really good, solid, all-around guy in this game. He didn't really take any shots until the fourth quarter, and then it was just go time. LeBron James trusted him. LeBron just kept feeding him and letting him go and get his spots, but he was taking good shots, right? That was always the problem with Lonnie. He never saw a shot he didn't like, right? He'd get tunnel vision at times, and the guy he was taking good shots. He knew where he wanted to go. He would get to those spots, take guys off the dribble, rise up, knock them down. Got some open threes, pulled up, knocked them down. Fresh legs, all of that. His athleticism, his ability. I really said in the beginning of the series that I thought he could have an impact in this series because the Warriors really struggle against guys like him. Those fast, hyper-athletic, 3-level scorer type players, right? De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk, even Ja Morant, right? Now, I'm not saying that Lonnie Walker is Ja or De'Aaron Fox, but I mean, he still is in that same mold. Those super fast, hyper athletic. And look, Lonnie Walker has all the tools and intangibles to be a great defender. And he's been really good defensively in this series, which has been just wonderful to see. But he has the tools, right? He's 6'4". He's got like a 7-foot wingspan. He's insanely athletic, insanely quick foot speed. I mean, this is a guy that has all the tools to be like one of the top defenders in this league. If he could just focus his energy on that side of the ball, which got to credit Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham's been able to get these guys to buy in, even guys that aren't really known for being good defenders. Like even D'Angelo Russell has been good defensively, right? And he's not ever really been known as like a great defender. Again, none of the guys that I mentioned are like elite, but they're playing defense. They're buying in. Even Russell Westbrook like bought in and was great defensively for the Lakers, and it translated for the Clippers. So Darvin Ham's doing something right, and you got to credit Lonnie Walker. But in general, again, we gotta close out. This is where it's going to be very tough because most likely the Warriors are going to win Game 5, right? Just like we saw in the Memphis series. The Warriors, they're the defending champions. They're a dynasty. All good things come to an end, and I really do believe that it's coming to an end. I think the Lakers are going to beat Golden State. Again, ideally in Game 5, but realistically, Golden State's probably going to have one of those games. I see people like to joke around and say, like, oh, they're going to turn the magnets on and knock down, 43s, which, I mean, they're at home, right? The crowd's going to be into it. They're not going to want to lose on their home court. I do believe if the Lakers play their game, then they can win. Absolutely. I mean, the only game that the Warriors have been able to win so far is the game in which they shot 50% from three on 42 attempts. Unless they shoot 50%, they haven't been able to prove that they can beat the Lakers. They shot 40% from three, which is insane, on like 43 attempts and lost. Lost pretty handily, right? Lakers were pretty much in control most of that game. So and you still see people spinning the whole Warriors are the better team. They're just beating themselves. Lakers have beaten the Warriors 7 times, 7 times, right? So far, it'll be 7 times when they finally win, right? They won 3 in the regular season, and so far they've won 3 here in the postseason. So you're talking 6 times. They're 6-2 against the Warriors, counting the regular season and counting the postseason. And you expect me to believe that the Warriors are the better team? You expect me to believe that the Warriors are going to beat the Lakers 3 straight times? I don't see that. I just don't buy it. You know, the Lakers have proven over and over again, they're a problem for the Warriors. And the Warriors have made adjustment after adjustment after adjustment, and they usually win those games, right? I mean, Steph Curry had a just incredible game. Steph had his, I'm going to take over and win this game by myself game, like we saw in Game 7 against Sacramento, right? And they lost. They had a historic night where Steph, Clay, and Poole all knocked down 6 threes. Jordan Poole hasn't been the same since. And neither is Clay, really. I mean, Clay was pretty good in Game 2, but, you had that. The Warriors had never lost when Clay and Steph both scored 20-plus at home. They lost. No team had ever lost when 3 players hit 6 or more threes. They lost. Right? The Lakers have proven no matter what the Warriors do, unless they just shoot the lights out, they can't beat the Lakers. They just can't. And the Lakers continue to play their game. Right? The one game that we lost was a blowout fashion in which they hit shots, but also the Lakers just played into the Warriors' hand. They were like, hey, we're just going to let you shoot as many threes as you want. We're just going to let you take as many shots as you want. We're just going to pack the paint and allow you to just shoot the ball. If you shoot us out the game, then fine, right? The Warriors basically said, we want you to outshoot us. And the Lakers couldn't. And the Lakers bought into it. And no team's been able to. We've seen team after team after team. Sacramento's a great example. Sacramento is basically a younger version of the Warriors in many ways, right? Same coach, they're running the same sets, everything. And they could not beat the Warriors. No team has ever been able to beat the Warriors in a shootout. And the Warriors are 19-0, fully healthy in the playoffs against Western Conference teams, all that stuff. Everything was stacked against the Lakers this series. And the Lakers have overcame all of it so far. All of it. And, the Warriors experience, championship DNA, all the things we've heard. The Lakers, they just got Mickey Mouse put together, right? They need to figure it out still, blah, 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 blah. And guess what? They got the job done, right? They're up 3-1. Now they just got to go close out, hopefully in Golden State. If not, go home in LA, where the Lakers have not lost a game at home, which is probably what's going to have to happen the entire rest of the way, right? Lakers are going to have to win all of their home games, and they're going to have to win at least one road game in each one of those series. Doesn't necessarily have to be game 1 or 2. Obviously, that would be ideal, because then Lakers are probably going to go up 3-1 every series. But in reality, even if you go down 2-0, as long as you win, your 2 home games, now it's 2-2. Maybe you win game 5, and now it's 3-2, and then you win out at home, and now you win in 6, right? There's ways to go about it, or you go to game 7, you win on the road. LeBron has a, turn back the clock LeBron game, whatever. Now, ideally, I would hope that they don't have to play game 7s. That would be nice. Hopefully, they just keep beating teams in 5 or 6. And I think if they play the Phoenix Suns, I think they could beat them in 5. I really do. Denver, I think it will be a little tougher, but I still like the Lakers in that series in 6. But again, job's not finished. Credit Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves, again, was huge in this game. He has really struggled on both sides of the ball, really. in the first 3 games. And in that first half, still kind of struggled. And it was just like, oh, come on, man. Like, we really need you. We really need you. And then that third quarter, he was that guy. He was getting everything. And that was the thing. That's what was so frustrating, is that Austin Reaves was getting whatever he wanted the entire, like, series. He just wasn't hitting the shots. Like, everything was falling flat. Everything was just kind of like, he wasn't able to knock down the shots. And I attributed that to probably just fatigue and lack of experience, right? He's a second-year player. That's something we got to keep in mind. And he's been playing 40-plus minutes a game, almost every game, the last 2 series. And he's having to run around and chase Steph and Clay, and that's a marathon in and of itself. So I just figured he's tired. But, man, did he show up big. And hopefully this is that, like, okay, I figured it out, the reawakening, so to speak. Hopefully that's what it is. And we got Austin Reaves ready to go for Game 5, because I do think we can win Game 5. We already beat them once in Golden State. I absolutely believe we could beat them again. We beat them in the regular season in Golden State. So, again, I absolutely believe that we can win. But I think most likely it's going to be in 6. Regardless, Anthony Davis needs to keep being Anthony Davis. He's been spectacular. He broke that stigma of every other game. Even though, to be fair, like, he did have like a 3-game stretch, right? He closed out Game 5, he was great in. He was like the only one that showed up. Game 6, he probably would have gotten 20 plus, but it was a blowout, and then he just sat and rested. And then, Game 1 was great. So, I don't buy too much into it. I do think he does have his nights where he doesn't show up, and hopefully that isn't the case. Because look, if he shows up, Austin Reaves shows up, LeBron, he's going to smell blood in the water. D'Lo had a bad game. I expect him to bounce back. We start getting 5, 6, 7 guys on the bounce back game, because the Lakers didn't play very good. And neither did the Warriors. So, the Warriors are probably going to have their bounce back. But I just think if our guys bounce back, even with their guys bouncing back, we could still win that game. But we're right there. 9 wins away from an NBA championship. And hopefully the Lakers close this out, get it done. I believe they will. I mean, I've been a big believer. But for those that are wondering, Jake will be back very soon. Again, he's just take care of some stuff, moving. We all know how that goes. So he'll be back. We'll be doing the live stream, stuff like that. So I'm just kind of filling in on videos and stuff. He'll start getting the clips and all that stuff back up very soon. But just wanted to get some videos up and talk with you all in the meantime. So, again, as always, let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think that, Lakers close it out in Golden State? Do you think they close it out in Los Angeles? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, let me know.